you come from very different places, obviously, but in a way,
it's the same.
Quite a similar story.
Yeah.
You know, you talk about the ghetto. It would have been a version of that for you that you're describing, I guess. What is interesting to me is you both come from that kind of background where you had to fight to survive, really. And you both discovered you were really good at it.
Yeah.
And now we get to today. You're 37, I think you're 34, and you're unbeaten. You've only lost twice, once to Mayweather when you were very young, never fought him at your peak, and you lost one other fight. You both pretty much have gone through your entire lives winning.
Yep.
And now you're going to fight each other. And only one person can win in Vegas. What does it do to your two legacies? What does it do to yours if you lose? Your unbeaten record goes.
Definitely my unbeaten record goes, and you know, I can't imagine thinking about getting beat. That's not something that I think about.
We've never had it as a professional fighter.
Yeah, but I never like to think about losing. It comes to each and every one of our minds as a fighter. You know, what if? But that's why we train so hard, so that if can deteriorate, you know, in camp. But, you know, a win against Canelo Alvarez, what it would do to my career would put me, you know, on Mount Rushmore.
Yes.
You know, I think I would be one of the greatest fighters ever.
No question.
Yeah.
If you were to lose, what would it do to your legacy?
A fighter never think about lose, right? Always prepare yourself to win, no matter how, no matter what. So I always thinking in my win. I know I have 2 losses, but I give it all there. So and I'm always focused, always training 100% in what I have in front. And I know I have a very complicated fighter there, but you know, I fought everybody already, every style, and I'm gonna put my everything there, all my talent, my experience, and the best man is gonna win.
I mean, some think you're gonna win, some think you're gonna lose. The ones who think you're gonna lose, they say it's because of the weight issue, that you're having to go up 2 weights. You've never fought professionally at this level, and you're up against one of the all-time greats. They think that if it comes down to you losing, that's why you lose.
Well, I think, you know, Canelo is very skillful. You know, I think they just basing their opinion off of his size. And me personally, I'm not going in this fight looking at his size. You know, he's a tremendous boxer. He's a tremendous counterpuncher. He got good defense, you know. We watched Canelo a lot for a long time, and the reason why he's at the top of the sport is not because of his size. Canelo's always been a smaller fighter going into the ring if you watch his career. You know, he's never been a bigger fighter. You know, only in a couple of fights with like Amir Khan and Charlo and them like that, but for the most part, Canelo's always fighting a bigger guy. So
you see, I'm different.
I see you too.
You see, I'm different than all the other ones.
No, I see you. No, you don't know different. You're nothing different.
I'm different.
Nothing different.
I'm different.
We'll see.
You're gonna see.
We'll
you know
see.
it.
We'll see. We'll see.
Canelo Alvarez made a cryptic comment, saying that Turkey will be unhappy after the fight. Some took this as a metaphor, hinting at a harsh outcome for Terence Crawford.
I know Turkey's in your corner,
I promise
but look, it's gonna be very difficult. He's gonna be so mad that day. Believe me.
During a heated moment, Canelo told the crowd, "Terence can't beat me. Not here, not this time." That's when the atmosphere turned electric. The fight suddenly felt personal.
Don't worry about it. He's not gonna beat me. Don't worry about it. I think this fight is gonna be in the books of the history of boxing for sure. That's for sure.
Before stepping into the ring with Canelo Alvarez, Terence Crawford made a bold and emotional promise. He would walk out with all of Canelo's title belts, no matter how tough the fight got. Crawford admitted the challenge would be intense, but his confidence made one thing clear: he believes he will win.
Them belts coming with me. They coming home with me. I'm telling you right
You
now.
can see it, but
I'm
it's
taking
gonna be
I'm taking
it's gonna
them.
be difficult. You take it to you.
I'm taking them. And ain't nothing you gonna be able to do.
Crawford opened up about the many hurdles he faced preparing for this bout. He explained why he kept calling out Canelo's name and what drives him to pursue this fight. For Crawford, this isn't just another opponent. It's his shot at making boxing history.
Canelo out because, like I said, he the last great fighter amongst the era that surpassed us. You know, the Floyd, the Pacquiao, the De La Hoya, able to get those mega fights, you know. So this is my mega fight, this is my moment, and that's the reason why I want to fight an all-time great like Canelo.
To raise the stakes even higher, Turki Alalshik later announced a massive knockout bonus for the fight. The goal? To prevent either fighter from playing it safe and ensure fans get the explosive showdown they paid for.
But I am sure in the end, in the mid of September, we will have one of the greatest fights ever happened in boxing. And I am sure. And this up, Terence good, excellent, great, excellent, wonderful.
Canelo agreed, adding that boxing fans want action, not evasion. During their meeting, both Canelo and Turki emphasized that this isn't about trash talk. "We're not YouTubers," Canelo said. "We're real fighters, making history. Two champions. One moment."
Two fights, but true, yeah. No, not YouTuber fight. Huh? Not YouTuber fight. Yeah.
They need to talk and talk about fighting. They want to say something. The people know we are great fighters. We're going to put great.
Legendary promoter Eddie Hearn gave a respectful and balanced take on the upcoming mega fight. Although he's worked closely with Canelo for years and admires his legacy, Hearn didn't hold back. He admitted that Crawford's timing, footwork, and ring IQ give him a real shot, even at 168 pounds. In Hearn's words, this is truly a 50-50th fight.
Favoring Crawford in the fight, or has your opinion changed?
I mean, I've always favoured Canelo in the fight.
Well, I've heard that you want Canelo to win, but you
of
feel
course,
big.
yeah, I like Terence. I've worked a lot with Canelo, and I think just because of what I saw in Riyadh and because of the threat, and he's getting on as well, Crawford, but it's just like the mindset of Crawford. Like, there's no doubt in Terence Crawford's mind that he wins this fight. And when you spend a bit of time with him, you kind of start buying into that. And I guess that's what happened in Riyadh, because I've travelled with him to the fight.
Though Hearn said he's personally leaning toward Crawford due to his style and past performances, he made one thing clear: he wants both fighters at their absolute best. For Hearn, this isn't about picking sides. It's about witnessing one of the greatest nights in boxing history.
55. I think gun to head, I'm probably picking Crawford right now. But I want Canelo to win. I know he can win for sure, but Terence is going to make it really tricky and awkward for him. I don't think he's going to like that.
So, what makes this fight so special? Canelo Alvarez, the reigning super middleweight king, holds a record of 63-2 with 39 knockouts. Known for his brutal body shots, sharp counters, and granite chin, Canelo has taken down legends like Gennady Golovkin, Sergey Kovalev, and Caleb Plant. Trainer Ronnie Shields gave his honest prediction. He expects a competitive, edge-of-your-seat war. Still, he slightly favored Crawford. Why? Because of Crawford's adaptability. His ability to switch stances and confuse opponents may be the secret weapon Canelo hasn't faced before.
Fight, number one. I think both guys are going to be in great shape, like always. And look, you know, I'm favoring Crawford because I just think Crawford is an awkward fighter, and I think he's going to give Canelo problems just because he switches both ways, and he won't be running all around the ring like school did.
Ronnie Shields had high praise for Terence Crawford's all-around skill set. He emphasized that Crawford isn't just a switch hitter. He's a masterful counterpuncher who knows exactly when to apply pressure and when to avoid unnecessary exchanges. Crawford has everything a boxer needs, Shields said. He's going to show Canelo things he's never seen before. Meanwhile, legendary boxing commentator Jim Lampley gave Canelo Alvarez his flowers, praising not only his ring IQ but also his business acumen. Canelo isn't just a great fighter, he's a smart businessman who knows how to control his path in this sport, Lampley stated. He also underlined Canelo's durability and elite defense. He's not just a counterpuncher, his punch resistance is on another level. Lampley recalled the only official knockdown in Canelo's career, which came from a body shot, not even a clean head punch, delivered by Jose Cotto, that briefly sent him into the ropes.
He's a great defender. He has the most solid punch resistance of anybody in the sport. Nobody's ever knocked him off balance. Nobody's ever really knocked him down. There's only one official knockdown in his career, and it was because he bounced off the ropes, put on his back by anybody. He rides horseback every morning. His legs are the strongest in the sport. You're not going to beat Canelo until somehow over a long period of time Canelo beats.
While Lampley admitted he currently leans toward picking Canelo, he also said that could change as the fight approaches. He even compared Terence Crawford to the great Sugar Ray Robinson, noting that, like Robinson, Crawford is a complete fighter. He can fight going forward or backward, defend or attack, and seamlessly switch styles mid-fight. According to Lampley, Crawford has a full toolkit. Here's the real deal.
That it's a great fight. Now, I could change my mind when we get closer. But Crawford, to me, is a latter-day Sugar Ray Robinson. He has the multiple skills of Sugar Ray Robinson. He can defend or attack. He has a deep inner mean streak that he can employ at any moment in a fight to get what he wants.
When you look at Terence Crawford's resume, it's almost flawless. 41 wins, 0 losses, and nearly 30 knockouts across multiple weight divisions. He's a rare talent, switch hitter, elite ring IQ, perfect timing, and surgical precision. His past performances prove he knows how to break down opponents piece by piece. Amir Khan, who has fought both Crawford and Canelo, shared a surprising opinion. Despite being defeated by both, Khan believes Crawford holds the upper hand in this matchup. He boldly predicted that Crawford will have an easy night against Canelo. According to Khan, Crawford's movement, footwork, boxing IQ, and ability to avoid big punches give him a clear edge. If Crawford can stay away from the power shots, he wins, Khan stated. However, Shane Mosley took a more cautious stance. While acknowledging Crawford's skill, Mosley pointed out two major hurdles: Canelo's size and brute strength. Crawford's biggest challenge will be Canelo's physical power, Mosley said. He added that if Crawford were a pure outboxer, someone who constantly fights from the outside, his chances would be better. But Crawford doesn't always fight that way, Mosley warned, suggesting that staying in the pocket too long could be dangerous.
That's too big for Crawford. I think that's the reason why if Crawford was a mover like the rest of the fight, then maybe he could have a good chance with Canelo. But I think that being that Crawford is a fighter, that's gonna be dangerous. That's gonna be his problem. He's a fighter. He wants to fight, and he's gonna move a little bit, but his heart is not in moving. So he's gonna have to sit there and fight with Canelo. And if you sit there and fight with Canelo, he's that much bigger than you. I don't know.
Shane mostly raised concerns about Crawford's trademark fighting spirit, especially against a naturally bigger and stronger opponent like Canelo Alvarez. Mosley warned that if Crawford chooses to stand in the pocket and trade blows, he could be putting himself in serious danger. While he praised Crawford's performances at 140 and 147 pounds, Mosley admitted that this sudden jump to 168 pounds has left many wondering if it's too much, too fast. He's a great boxer, amazing at 140 and 147. He looked decent at 154, but now he's jumping to 168? That's a whole new world, Mosley said. Boxing legend Roy Jones Jr. didn't pick a side outright, but he broke down the key factors that could decide the fight. According to Jones, if Canelo's size and strength are too much, Canelo wins. But if Crawford can handle the power and adjust to the weight, his skills and versatility might take over. Most experts agree. The outcome may depend on whether Crawford can withstand Canelo's early power, or if Canelo can land game-changing counterpunches that disrupt Crawford's rhythm. As for Crawford himself, he's locked in, ignoring all the noise. How they judge me doesn't matter. At the end of the day, we've got to fight. And I'm going to win. It's that simple, Crawford said firmly. When asked about the weight clause, Crawford made one of his most powerful statements yet. He personally chose to remove any catchweight or rehydration clause from the contract. Why? Because he wants no excuses. If I beat Canelo, I want the world to know I did it on equal terms. No tricks, no shortcuts, just skill. It's clear, Crawford isn't just chasing victory, he's chasing legacy.
Do that. Because I want him at his best. I don't want no excuses. I don't want no, reasons why, he didn't feel good or anything. I want him at his best.
This fight is about more than just titles. It's about legacy. If Terence Crawford defeats Canelo Alvarez, he'll become undisputed in a third weight class, something almost unheard of in modern boxing. It would go down as one of the biggest upsets in the sport's history and cement Crawford's place among the all-time greats. Boxing analyst Teddy Atlas offered a historical lens on the matchup. He emphasized that some of the most iconic moments in boxing came from clashes where the smaller, more skilled fighter beat the bigger, stronger man. At first glance, Atlas explained, Canelo looks like the clear favorite, bigger, stronger, with natural power. But if you look deeper, the story changes. Crawford brings something special to the ring. Elite speed, slick movement, high ring IQ, and adaptability. Teddy broke it down. You start reversing the narrative. Sure, Canelo has the size and power, but wait a minute. The other guy? He's faster. He's smarter. He's trickier. He has more tools. Suddenly, he starts to look like the one with the real advantages. Atlas even drew comparisons between Crawford and Manny Pacquiao, pointing to how both men climbed through weight divisions while keeping their dominance. Just like Pacquiao, who began at the lower weights and rose all the way to win titles in 8 divisions, Crawford is now walking a similar path, chasing greatness across weight classes. In Atlas's view, this fight isn't just a test of muscle, it's a test of mastery.
He wins with everybody, and I agree with the 2 champions. I think he wins right now with the guys that are there. He carries his power well. He's moved up 3 weight classes. This will be the 4th weight class. He's carried his power with him. Punches are born, they're not made. You have power, you carry with Pacquiao. We forget about a guy like that. He used to be a jockey riding horses, and the next thing you know, he goes bantamweight, he goes lightweight, he goes welterweight, he goes junior. I mean, he just kept going.
Teddy Atlas continued to praise Terence Crawford, not just for his power and speed, but for how he's managed to carry both up through multiple weight classes, a rare feat in boxing. Crawford's move to fight at 168 pounds against Canelo Alvarez mirrors what Manny Pacquiao did throughout his legendary career, proving that greatness can defy size. He carried his power. He carried his speed. But most importantly, he carried what's inside him, Atlas said. According to Atlas, Crawford's self-belief might be his greatest weapon. He's a special fighter. He doesn't believe you can beat him. And it's hard, really hard, to beat a guy who doesn't believe he can lose. And that's what this fight comes down to. Canelo's power and legacy versus Crawford's skill, speed, and relentless hunger. So who takes it? The king of 168, or the underdog with fire in his eyes? Speaking head in silhouette, drop your thoughts in the comments. Thumbs up sign, like the video, and bell subscribe for all updates leading to fight night.